Very often in sports, we talk about the best teams that didn't win a championship. And in the NBA world, there's a lot of teams that should have won a championship yet didn't. And I think it's fair to say that the OKC Thunder, when they had Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, probably one of those teams that are held in that regard. One of the best, if not the best, to never win an NBA championship. Albeit they were young, not in their prime yet. They had an opportunity in 2012 before losing to Miami, led by LeBron and D Wade, and after that, parted ways with James Harden, becomes KD and Westbrook exclusively, and they try it for 3 more years, and don't even go back to the finals. 2013 losing to Memphis in the semis, 2014 losing to San Antonio in the West Finals. And then 15 being that horrendous choke job to Golden State up 3-1, which led to KD leaving and joining Golden State. OKC could have very well been a dynasty, and they should have been, given the talent that they had. They didn't want to pay James Harden. They gave him to Houston. Harden obviously was torn up by it, as was KD and Westbrook. And obviously that helps increase the chances of them winning a title is keeping James Harden. But who knows how these three could have been as players if that trade didn't happen. Harden would have never been a first option. You would have been just the three-piece that they had, Westbrook, KD, and Harden, as they were younger, getting into their own and becoming what they became. I don't think a lot of those guys, I don't think Harden and Westbrook, mainly Harden, would have became what he was without being traded, because he would have had to take back seat to KD and Westbrook for many, many years. So were they good enough talent-wise to win a championship? I think so. I think with time and with them getting older, you got to keep in mind when they went the first time, Harden was in year 3, Westbrook was in year 4, KD I think was in year 5, and they were still kids. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't kids, but they were kids. They were all very young, and they kicked ass. They really did. That 2012 playoff run that they went on was hellacious, but again, experience came into play, and they were just outnumbered against Miami in the 2012 finals. So them not going back definitely makes you think that maybe they aren't the best team to ever win a championship, because at least they would have, went back. And they should have went back in 2015. That 3-1 choke job is amongst the worst things they've ever done as a franchise, OKC. But just off a talent perspective and what they had around them, and plus they had Serge Ibaka, who was at the time one of the best defensive players in the NBA, still playing alongside them. They had a very good coach, very good front office, just couldn't get the job done when it mattered. Always found a way to get beat down by the Spurs or the Warriors, or even Memphis one year. So are they the best team to never win a championship? Probably not. But are they amongst that group of guys that you think, maybe long-term, if they stayed together, they could have been something special? I think so. I think had they been together for a while and they all developed into good players to great players like they were, I think that they could have won a championship or 2, maybe more. Who knows? They could have been a dynasty had they kept Harden. But again, it's hindsight being 2020. Who knows if Harden becomes what he became? If he's never dealt. So it's an interesting debate for sure. But I think they would have won a title or 2. There's just too much talent to not win a championship, regardless of conference. So KD, Westbrook, and Harden, one of the best teams to never win a championship. Surely the best, probably not. But they definitely. That front office, for as good as it was, definitely squandered away a championship or 2, getting rid of Harden the way they did.